get more on this now with Chantal Marx from FNB Wealth and Investments. Chantal, as always, many thanks for your time this afternoon. Overall markets not moving as much as they did yesterday, but there was a little bit of movement, and particularly I want to focus on the local unit, 13.58 against the US dollar.
Yes, it's been quite surprising. The rand again very strong, and this is on a day where there really hasn't been much economic news. The markets generally have been quite directionless, and I mean, as you mentioned, in our local market as well, starting strongly and then kind of tapering off throughout the day. But yeah, the rand breaking straight through 13.60, and I mean, yesterday when I did a market report, the rand was trading between 13.60 or 13.70 and 30.80 for most of the day. So a really sharp strengthening downwards by the rand, and this came very late in the day. I mean, it was at 5, it was still at 13.69, so a really strong move from the rand again, and again the best performing currency in the world today.
Very interesting insights indeed. Let's move on to some company news, Chantal. Barloworld getting rid of its motor retail business, and very frank about it, saying they want to focus on business-to-business operating model. So it sounds like the consumer or the retailer is not bringing them the kind of revenue that they're looking to garner, particularly in these tough times.
Yes, I mean, dealerships generally haven't been performing particularly well. We've seen what's been happening with new car sales, used car sales holding up a little bit better, but I think during this COVID-19 period, that's also stalled to a certain extent. They're not getting rid of it completely, though. They're only selling 50% of it, so they will still be involved in that space, but it does free up capital and capacity for them to focus on, as you mentioned, business to business, which is where they're really good. I know that they're also looking to get rid of their logistics business, but I think that where they're really going to be focusing is on equipment, and that's where they're very strong. It's big yellow equipment that go down mines and are present on mining sites and construction sites. And if you think about where we see increased activity over the next 6, 12, 18 months, particularly in South Africa, but probably globally, it'll be infrastructure investment, so construction, and because commodity prices are quite high, we could probably expect an improvement in the mining capex as well. So it makes sense what they're doing, and thankfully they're not exiting completely, just taking a bit of a step back.
Right, and then Burger King Grand Parade, that rejection coming through from the Competition Commission in terms of the sale. Burger King, a real big thorn in Grand Parade's side, and it just can't get rid of it.
Yes, it was actually a very interesting ruling. So Burger King, or the Competition Commission basically said that they don't want Grand Parade to sell Burger King, because then Burger King will no longer be majority black owned, which is the case currently because Grand Parade's shareholding is majority black. But what Grand Parade is saying, that they'll still get the proceeds. So the proceeds of the sale is still going to be in black hands. But I think the Competition Commission really wants to focus on ownership at the moment as opposed to just cash flows. So it's going to be very interesting how they can go forward with this impasse. And I'm unsure if Grand Parade will take this under review or perhaps to take legal avenues, but certainly very interesting and not something that I've seen before.
Very interesting indeed. Not something I've heard the Competition Commission flag before as well. We would have also spoken about Shoprite finally exiting Nigeria, but unfortunately we've run out of time. That's Chantal Marx from FNB Wealth and Investments.